All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Oakes and I'm here at Hankster's Hot Rods. This is our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today I've got the great honor and privilege to go over this next addition to our inventory. This is a very nice piece that we have sitting here. This is a 1965 Ford Mustang Fastback, as you'll see here, done up as a GT. It very well could be a GT. We just don't have any real way of telling for sure if it is or not. It's got a lot of those features to it. And we're gonna go around this car right now and go over all of that stuff with you, let you know all the things that this car has. This thing is just loaded with all kinds of different add-ons and options and so forth. So, starting with the overall appearance of the car. As you can see, this is done in the red exterior. This is actually the correct color for this car. Rangoon red is what they called it, and that's what this is still on this vehicle. You can also see that this car has the white GT stripes on it, as well as the GT badging, and it does have the 289 emblems up here on the front fenders. Now, when we get to going underneath the hood here and going over the engine, I'll go over all of that stuff there with you. It is not a 289, but they have it badged as such. You can see it's got, you know, your chrome bumpers, all of your bright work, the wheels and tires on this car. As you can see, super nice wheels for this particular car. These are the Shelby style wheels, and you can see they got the spinner style centers. These are aluminum, 17-inch up front. Of course, out here on the back, these are 18-inch wheels, same style wheel and everything. And as far as the tires go, these are Riken Raptor tires. The sizes are 245, 45, ZR17 on the front, and the exact same size out on the back, only in an 18-inch wheel. That's how they did this up, 17s on the front, 18s on the back. As far as, you know, door gaps and elevations and stuff like that, we're going to pretty much let the pictures and the videos and so forth speak for themselves. You can tell that this thing's been very well taken care of. All your gaps and elevations are all really good. Nice, close type gaps. All the body lines all match up on the car. As far as all of the bright work on the car, the chrome, all of your window trim around all the windows, door handles, everything, all the chrome and the bright work on this car is in incredible shape. There's no pitting. They look nice and straight, no dents or dings in anything. All of the glass on this car too is in great shape also. No chips, no cracks obviously in any of it. We do have dual mirrors both sides here, driver's side and passenger side. Those are adjustable here, so you can get them set where you need them to be. I guess we'll get to the interior. We can talk about that first. So obviously you can see the interior is all done in red carpet, red vinyl seats, the red door panels. It's got the full length center console in there. And with that center console, if you look at the shifter, that is a 5-speed shifter there, manual. This car does have a Tremec T5 5-speed manual transmission in it, so a good performance transmission. As far as the gauges, you'll notice it does have the rally pack with the Tach and the clock mounted on the steering column. That is a wood grain steering wheel there. All the rest of the gauges are factory style original gauges. And then of course you've got the AM FM radio. If you look also inside, you're going to see the vents in there. This car does have aftermarket AC air conditioning in it, which makes this very nice to drive during the hot summer months. Power windows in there also for you, so it's going to be easy to get those windows up and down. All of your door seals all the way around the door, the rubber bumpers, U-seals, all of that stuff is in great condition. As you can see, door panels are all in place. Door jambs all look good. Even your door sill plates also look good. Weather stripping around the windows, all solid intact there. No rips or tears anywhere. Seals up very nice around all of your windows. So we'll go ahead and close this up from the driver's side. We'll get back to the passenger side as we make our way around. As I mentioned, glass here in the rear, all looks great. No chips, no cracks, no nothing like that. All of your bright work all the way around the window is in great condition as well. As we get to the back, several things here that we can look at. First is going to be that nicely chromed rear bumper. No pitting whatsoever, nice and shiny all the way around. You've got your taillight assemblies here. So again, your lenses and the bezels all the way around. Both taillights back here are in great shape. You've got that Mustang gas cap back here as well. If you look at the trunk lid all the way around, all of your gaps on the trunk lid are in great shape too. And of course, down below, you've got those chrome exhaust tips that stick out through that rear valance there. Let me find the correct key. There we go, we got it. Okay, so first thing you're going to notice on the underside of the trunk, first of all, it's painted red just like the exterior of the car. You've got all of your weather stripping around the trunk seals here. Those are in great shape. They meet right here in the center. And again, you'll see no pieces, no chunks out of them or anything. They're good and solid all the way around. They're going to seal up just great. You've even got the sticker back here for your spare tire and so forth. Now inside the trunk floor itself is in great shape. You've got this nice little trunk mat. Of course, these are the floor mats out of the car. We just elect to leave them out so that you can see the true condition of the interior, the carpeting and so forth like that. Underneath here, I'm just going to peel this up just real quick. Of course, underneath, this is just going to be your gas tank, the top of it. As with the Mustangs, that's how they are. The tank itself kind of makes up the majority of the center of that floor there. Now you'll also notice the battery has been relocated to the trunk of the car. Now that's because they've done some stuff underneath the hood, kind of eliminated some of that space that was available up there, but we'll go over that as we get to that. Closes up real nice there for you, and again, all your gaps are nice. Passenger side here, again, no use going over all the same stuff we already did. The paint is in great shape all the way around on this car. The sides, the metal itself, nice and straight all the way down the sides of this car. Your doors fit nicely. If we open this up now from the passenger side, again, you're just going to get to see that interior now from this side of the car. Again, you're going to have that radio that I mentioned before. It does have the 4x6 speakers in the rear side panels back there. Of course, you've got all your interior lights there as well. And on this particular car, if you were to look up underneath here, you do have, I believe it's a white or cream colored headliner there, which really kind of sets off that interior. Looks really nice. Your seats are in great shape. There's no rips or tears in any of the upholstery. It's got the fold down rear seat there too for you as well. So if you need to put something back in there to move it around or so forth, you should have plenty of room to do that. We'll go ahead and close this up. And again, doors shut nice and easy. You do have the fender mounted antenna here, so that's there. Again, the matching GT emblems with that GT stripe, the 289 emblem there on the front fender, and then we'll come around now to the front of the vehicle. So again, front bumper, super nice chrome on this bumper. There's no pitting or scratching on that bumper. Of course, you've got the GT style grille here with the lights in it also. Very nice look for the vehicle. Your hood itself, this would be your factory hood. All of your gaps all the way around on your hood are in great shape. All the spacing and so forth, very even. And then of course your windshield here in great condition too. No chips or cracks there. All of your window trim, your moldings, all in great shape. Even your windshield wipers here are in great condition as well. Now, it's time we'll go ahead and open up our hood now for you, and we'll get to show you some of the driveline. We'll get the engine here now, and then of course when we put the vehicle up on our lift, we'll go through the rest of the driveline, the transmission, the rear end, and so forth like that. So what we have here, it is not the 289 motor. This is a 4.6 liter 323 stroker motor, as we are told. You can see from top down, we've got the chrome air cleaner. We've got an Edelbrock carburetor here, 4-barrel. We do have the electric choke on it and an Edelbrock Performer RPM air gap intake on this also. You've got the Ford Racing valve covers and trick flow aluminum heads on this car. For the ignition, you're running a Mallory distributor, an MSD blaster coil. You also have the MSD 6AL2 box down here for your ignition. That's going to make this car fire great. It's going to be very efficient as far as your fuel economy, even for a motor like this. Yes, you got a performance style motor here, but again, it's going to burn more efficiently here and give you a little more power out of that ignition. You can also see it's got aftermarket air. So again, as I mentioned before, this thing is going to be very comfortable to drive in the summer times, take it out cruising, whatever you want to do. It's going to have the performance and it's going to have the comfortability to take it out during the hot summer months and enjoy a car like this. This car does have power brakes on it. They are disc brakes all the way around, slotted rotors. It does have power steering. So this has a Flaming River power steering rack and pinion in this car. So a very nice setup here. You'll notice even though it's a 323 stroker, a little bit of a performance motor, and it's got that little bit of racy cam in it, it does have a vacuum canister here to help with the brake booster there on it, so you've got plenty of that. We have an aluminum radiator as well. This is going to help this thing cool more efficiently. It even has the little overflow reservoir tank here on the side of it. It does have the Derale electric fan here, and again, that's going to be a little more efficient too, so that'll actually take the fan off of your water pump here up front and let that all free spin, and then of course the electric water pump or fan does a much better job of keeping everything cooler. Again, you see that it's got the steel braided lines on some of the hoses here to kind of dress some things up. You've got the breathers on the valve covers. Again, all of your AC hoses are run nice and neat under here as well. Got aluminum pulleys on some of the stuff there, and then it does have what I believe is called a Pro Street engine damper on it as well. Something else that you can see on this car that I'll just briefly touch on right now, but you'll get to see a lot more of it when we go to the underside videos. You'll see the shocks sticking up through here. These are Edelbrock shocks here on the front. As a matter of fact, it's got matching Edelbrocks on the rear as well. Overall, this car is, it's phenomenal. It really is for a Mustang Fastback here. Super nice car. If you're looking at any of our other inventory on our site and there's things like maybe wheels, or maybe you do want to add air to a car that we don't have air on, all of that stuff and many, many more things can be done. If it's things that you have questions about, definitely feel free to reach out to us either by phone, by email, by text. Get with us. We'd be glad to get you a quote on adding anything that you would want to one of these cars. So with that said, let's get this closed up. We'll take it back on our rack, get it up in the air and show you the complete underside, and then we'll fire this engine up, let you hear what that stroker motor sounds like. Hey folks, so we got our 65 Rangoon red Ford Mustang Fastback on the lift now, and we do this because we're going to go ahead and show you everything that we have underneath this car. That way you get to see the condition of everything. That way we kind of call out what all components and so forth that you're seeing on this particular car too. So starting from front, and then we'll just kind of work our way to the back. First thing we see underneath here is we've got an all aluminum radiator. That's going to definitely help with the cooling on this car, more efficient cooling, lighter weight too with the aluminum, just a real nice look too to the whole entire car, and you'll see that more so too when we open the hood on the car. As far as the suspension up front, now this is going to be pretty much stock factory here, but you do have the strut rod suspension, which all of your bushings at the frame mounts as well as back at your control arms, those are all good. Of course, you do see we do have the sway bar on the front end of this car also. That's going to help tie those two corners together, make this car handle a whole lot better as far as when it comes to the steering on it. As far as the steering goes, we do have an upgrade there. It does have a Flaming River power rack and pinion on this car. So a real nice piece underneath here. All the boots and everything on your tie rods, those are all in great shape. The tie rod ends in good shape too on this thing. All of your lines and such, they're steel braided lines. Nice like AN style pressure fittings on everything. Looks really nice underneath the car. As far as out here at the ends are brakes. Now again, this has power brakes, power steering. The brakes, they have slotted rotors on all four corners on this car. So slotted disc rotors. Gonna stop on a dime here for this particular car. As far as wheels and tires, the wheels, we have 17-inch up front, 18s on the back. However, your tire size is going to be the same as far as the overall diameter. We've got 245 45 ZR17s on the front, the exact same thing on the back, only in an 18-inch tire because of the different size on the wheels. And these are aluminum wheels. They are the Shelby style aluminum wheel, and those are complete with the spinner style centers on them as well. Now, as we look at our engine here, we see obviously hanging down here, this is the oil pan. It's a deep sump oil pan, so you're going to be able to hold more oil in it than your conventional oil pan, which is always good. The more oil, the better. As far as any leaks or drips, there are none. This thing is totally clean from any of that. Right behind it, another kind of additional add-on here or upgrade. We've got a Tremec T5 5-speed manual transmission. This thing's going to shift phenomenal for you. It's a good performance transmission here. And you also see long tube headers. These are ceramic coated long tube headers. They actually enter out into complete dual exhaust. And we do have dual Flowmaster mufflers back here. And as we get back a little further, you'll see the tailpipes and the chrome exhaust tips on this car as well. All of our brake lines and fuel lines and so forth are routed nice and neat along the bottom of the car. You're also going to see coming off of your front assembly up here, you're going to see these stiffener bars. Now these are Global West suspension frame stiffeners. Very nicely done, welded onto the frame that's here on the car. Those are going to really help stiffen up this car. Again, make it handle a whole lot better too. And as far as the frame sections, the front subframe area, all of that's in great shape. Good and solid, nice and straight. Doesn't look like it's ever been hit or banged on anything underneath here. Of course, you can see the floor on this car. This floor is immaculate. Again, nicely painted, just a flat black paint. It's not heavily undercoated. There's no holes, no patches. All of your little rubber body plug, drain plugs, those are all installed here too. You do also have the emergency brake, so all the cables, all the correct bracketry and so forth, that's all run on this car very nicely and neat. Now back here at the rear of the car, as far as rear suspension, we do have these are these competition engineering or Moroso style, kind of like the Caltrack bars. They're just like a ladder bar or a traction bar for these Ford style rears here. Again, all nice. This is all pretty much new equipment on this car. The leaf springs, those are all in great shape. And as far as the shocks go, we have Edelbrock shocks all four corners too. So you've got matching suspension the whole way around. Like I said, disc brakes, everything. You've got it all right here. As far as the rear end, this is an 8-inch Ford rear. It does have the 350 gear ratio in it for your center section, so that's going to get you going down the road really nice. It pairs up really well with that motor that's in the car. And again, we're going to see more of that motor as we do our run video, but that is a 4.6 liter Ford motor, and as we're told, it's a 323 stroker. So again, very good performance motor, and again, it's going to get you all the power that you're going to want out of this car. Of course, the fuel tank. This thing's in great shape here. Again, you can see no dents or bangs in any of that fuel tank there. You can now see those nice big tailpipes there on the car coming from those Flowmaster mufflers. All of your brake lines nicely run here right across that rear, and they go out into your stainless braided lines out to the caliper. So again, all of that stuff nice and dry, free from any leaks or drips. Everything is sealed up on this car nice. It also has a Holley, this is an electric fuel pump. So your pump, your filter, all of your lines, all free of any leaks or drips, especially with that fuel back here. You don't want any of that stuff. And again, this is going to be very efficient, and it's a good add-on as far as performance goes. And again, that's pretty much it as far as the underside of the car goes. Our drive shaft, of course, that's weighted, balanced for you, so you're not going to have any vibrations in the drive line. Just an overall great condition car here, as you can see from the underside, just as nice as what that top side of that car is. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and lower it down off the lift. We'll get the hood open for you. We'll fire that 323 stroker up for you, let you hear exactly what it sounds like through that Flowmaster exhaust.